Last one moving in. Set to go. And they're off, racing away 5 furlongs in front of them for the Group 2 Norfolk Stakes. Benedam is one of the first ones to show over toward the far side in turquoise and silver, with plenty of speed towards the near side is Whistle Jacket in the green silks. It is Whistle Jacket and Benedam wide apart, the disputing pair. Over on the far side, Tropical Storm with the noseband shows handily. Milford not far behind, along with Asterius and the man down the centre, tracked through by Loom. Then the orange sleeves and cap for Blinky, moving force. The one who's racing a solo up the stand side is Arizona Blaze. Rock Hunter ridden over on the far side. Shareholder still travels well over there. Saturday Flirt is under pressure, and they're inside the final furlong and a half wide apart. Shareholder with the red cap, the far side, moving through now to challenge Tropical Storm. Then came the ridden along the man, followed by Whistle Jacket and Asterius. Arizona Blaze trying to chip on in there, but they're racing inside the final half. It is Shareholder from Tropical Storm, Arizona Blaze, Whistle Jacket and Asterius heading up to the line. It's Shareholder to win the Norfolk. Shareholder in front, tight there for second. Whistle Jacket, Arizona Blaze, Tropical Storm the far side. Then came Asterius clear from Benedam. Just waiting on French Duke to go into stall number 12 to complete the lineup. And they're off. Racing away, it's a mile and a half in front of them for the King George V at Stakes, a heritage handicap. Prominent toward the running rail, the filly Water Jamila in dark blue together with Cambu. Wider out showing handy early is Highland Bling. Alongside gallantly, and with those is Gaspar de Lemos. From that very deep draw, Assailant isn't too far behind either. Moving through the field now to go handy is City Burglar. And it's City Burglar who's now come through to lead from Highland Bling, who's challenging. Cambu is close up with them, along with Gaspar de Lemos in the blue and orange. They've been tracked through by Gallantly in the 2 shades of green. Then Water Jamila, who's now just settled back in behind the principals, with Gilded Water racing towards the inside of 410 Fever. Assailant wider out from him. Then came Ponyross, and back through the field then to find Go Daddy and Naval Force against the running rail. Behind Naval Force, East India Dock and Shanti. French Duke some way back. Autumn Winters also toward the rear along with Persica. Then going the distance, and the back marker as it went round Swindley Bottom was Nesty Churowski under Jamie Spencer. On down the side of the course then, they head towards the final 3 parts of a mile. To the inside, Highland Bling and Rachel King. On her outside is Gaspar de Lemos and Dylan Brown McMonagle. These two cutting out the work now from City Burglar, who's back in 3rd. Water Jamila's in 4th, and Cambu is racing in 5th. Behind Cambu is Gallantly. Assailant trying to move up a little in company there with Gilded Water. Then 410 Fever, and further behind to French Duke. Then came Shanti and Ponyross, and more towards the inside then is Naval Force. East India Dock is still some way back through them with Persica, and then came Autumn Winter going the distance, and last of all Nesky Shirelski. The heads are about to turn towards home though, inside the final 3 furlongs. Gaspar de Lemos goes for home in the King George V Stakes. Leads a length and a half to City Burglar, Water Jamila, and then came Gallantly. Assailant on the scene in the black with the yellow cap, and behind that one is Cambu. Gilded Water is now ridden for more inside the final quarter of a mile. It is Gaspar de Lemos who shows by a length. Here in the black jacket comes Assailant. French Duke is now staying on from a good way back, challenging on the outside in the red cap. Going the distance is flying home from a good way off the gallop. Going the distance is charging home towards the outside. He's hit the front. Nesky Shirelski is also improving very late. Nesky Shirelski and going the distance just in front. Going the distance from Nesky Shirelski, Go Daddy, then 410 Fever and Gaspar de Lemos. Behind that one came Autumn Winter, and then French Duke.
Lined up, and they're off. Queen's Fort just dwelt slightly, leaving the stalls for this Group 2 Ribblesdale Stakes. Going forward, Port Fairy, You Got To Me on the outside is rather keen. Back on the inside, Pink Cap of Kalpana going forward under Oisin Murphy, followed by Danielle, and then Diamond Rain, who's racing quite strongly in the early stages, followed by Rubies Are Red. Back on the inside, the nose-banded Sheema's Rose, with Jazoo just outside her. Then Lava Stream and Higher Leaves, and Soyola is at the back of the field. You Got To Me leads the way, breaking clear of the field from Port Fairy in second. Then Kalpana on the inside, followed by Danielle and Rubies Are Red. Diamond Rain is about sixth on the running rail in the all-blue jacket. Maroon colours of Queen's fourth. Then Sheema's Rose, Jazoo. Lava Stream further back from Soyola, who now relegates Higher Leaves to the back of the pack. Well, rounding Swinley Bottom, You Got To Me has opened up a lead of a good 8 or 9 lengths here over Port Fairy in second. You Got To Me, a runaway leader as they begin the run up the hill. Uphill most of the way home. You Got To Me and Hector Crouch already amongst the winners at Royal Ascot, passing the 6 furlong marker with a commanding advantage over Port Fairy in second. Danielle is third, Kalpana's on the inside, then Rubies Are Red and Queen's Fort, and then Diamond Rain hard up against the inside. Further back is Higher Leaves just behind Lava Stream, and then Jazoo and Sheema's Rose and Soyola waited with at the rear of the field, heading towards the home turn. And You Got To Me now by only about 5 lengths to Port Fairy second. The pack may be beginning to close down on this leader, or has she been given a breather? You Got To Me from Port Fairy, Danielle and Kalpana entering the final 3 furlongs and the home straight. They're chased by Lava Stream, holding in Queen's Fort from Jazoo. You Got To Me only by 2 lengths. Port Fairy, Danielle, Lava Stream coming there very powerfully on the outside. Then Kalpana, Higher Leaves is out wide. Diamond Rain is well beaten off, and it's Lava Stream that strikes the front. From in second, Port Fairy. Lava Stream, the grey on the near side of Port Fairy. Ryan Moore trying to galvanise another run from the O'Brien filly. Port Fairy far side is beginning to wear away at Lava Stream. Port Fairy finding plenty, and Port Fairy wins from Lava Stream second. Kalpana on the near side, possibly third ahead of the long-time leader, You Got To Me. Then Jazoo and Danielle, Higher Leaves and Queen's Fort. Kyprios makes up the line under Ryan Moore. They're at the 2.5 mile start, and they're off for the Gold Cup, the 2024 Gold Cup. Where is the pace going to come from? Pridwen in the orange jacket, fairly prominent. Trawlerman can go forward in the all blue of Godolphin, worn by William Buick. Gregory is handy in the red cap. On the outside is the favourite Kyprios. Wide under Ryan Moore, wide of Coltrane in a noseband, the blue and white jacketed Keys Chorister, then the pink and white of Sweet William. Vauban in pink and green spots towards the inside rail on the left, and at the back is Enemy. So Trawlerman cutting out the pace through the first 2.5 furlongs. Trawlerman, winner of the Long Distance Cup here on Champions Day last October. In the hands of Frankie Dettori, it's William Buick today. Trawlerman leading by a length and a half to Kyprios on the outside of Pridwen. Then Gregory back in fourth on the far side, tracked by Vauban. In the centre, the mare Keys Chorister, followed by Coltrane, Sweet William and Enemy. About to race in front of the massive stands, massive crowds on Gold Cup Day. And it's Trawlerman that leads the way. Kyprios close up in second, the favourite and the winner 2 years ago, looking to regain the Gold Cup. Pridwen is third. Then on the far side is Gregory. They're tracked out wide by Keys Chorister, just beginning to over-race a little bit. Then Vauban next to the rail, followed by Coltrane, Enemy and Sweet William, who is held on to at the back of the field in the hands of Rab Havlin. About to swing right-handed then and begin the long run down the hill towards Swinley Bottom, approaching the 1.5 mile starting point. So they've covered the mile, the first mile, and it's Trawlerman that leads the way by a length and a half to Kyprios in second. In third is Gregory on the inside, then in fourth is Pridwen. Vauban is next, followed by Keys Chorister, who's still a bit keen. Then behind those is Coltrane, Enemy, second last, and lastly, Sweet William. So tumbling down now towards Swinley Bottom, which will be the lowest point on the racecourse, and that right-hand turn. And Trawlerman has the advantage, but they're fairly well grouped together. Trawlerman from Kyprios and Keys Chorister just taking off a little bit out wide in the hands of Benoit de la Sayette, going down the hill a little bit too keenly, followed by Gregory and Pridwen and Coltrane and Vauban and Sweet William and Enemy. Beginning the run into the right-hander now with about a mile left to travel. and it's still Trawlerman, nearly joined by Keys Chorister. Stealing a half glance in third was Ryan Moore on Kyprios, just checking to see where the others are. Gregory is fourth, Predwen is fifth, then Vauban round the inside of Coltrane, Ashim Murphy biding his time, and then at the back of the field, Enemy and Sweet William. They run out of Swindley Bottom and racing on now towards the final 6.5 furlongs. And Trawlerman still leading the way, shadowed by the mare Keys Chorister. Then Kyprios in third, Gregory. Then Pridwen, Coltrane behind these as they race on up the hill towards the rear of the field. Still Enemy and Sweet William still waited with. It's still Trawlerman. They're racing now, passing the 5 and on towards the 4. Trawlerman leads the way by 3/4 of a length to Keys Chorister. Kyprios is well poised. So too Gregory on the inside. Vauban, Pridwen. Then in behind them Coltrane still going okay. And they're followed by Enemy, and at the back still Sweet William. Trawlerman's going to run into the turn with a lead of about a length. Here comes Kyprios now with a promising, frightening challenge on the outside. In between them, Keys Chorister. Vauban is following Kyprios out wide. Then Coltrane now under pressure from Gregory down the home run. Trawlerman still finding. Chased down now by Kyprios. Out wide is Vauban. And they two or three lengths clear of Coltrane as they race on inside the final 4.5. Ryan Moore says go on Kyprios. And Kyprios puts his nose in front. Trawlerman is nothing if not game on the far side, however, and is fighting back. Kyprios near side of Trawlerman, the old rivals. Kyprios just in front from Trawlerman. They race up towards the line, and Kyprios will regain the Gold Cup. Kyprios wins from Trawlerman in second. Sweet William running on into third from Vauban in fourth. Then Coltrane, and back in the field, Keys Chorister, Gregory, Enemy, and tailed off. Lined up. And they're away. Mission to Moon on the extreme right, getting away well in a noseband was Arctic Thunder, and also going forward is the Camden Colt in the right-hand group. Meanwhile, on the far side, Air Commander with Cuban Tiger in the yellow jacket, tracked by Volterra in a white cap, quite keenly. Monkey Island and Cracking goal behind those. They're tracked then by Sir Les Patterson over there and Son of Man, and towards the back of that pack is Watch My Tracer and Blue Lemons, and also in that pack on the far side is Cogitate. So that's the group on the far side. Down the centre, Dragon Leader spearheads the field from Watcher Matey, then Vercors, and on the right Star Law. They're tracked by Mickley in the black and red stripes, and also Safwan in that group with Skukuza. And behind those then is Bobsleigh, and at the back of the field is Involvement. That's the middle group, the centre group. And now on the stand side, the Camden Colt leads the way to Lautrec in second, and then Arctic Thunder. Behind those, Mission to Moon and Dashing Darcy. They're trapped by Whipcracker, and then Native Warrior in the red cap. Out wide is then Kirat, just being pushed along from Son of Man. And right out the back, and Follow Me, and also right out the back for Clipper is King's Gamble. They're inside the final quarter in the Britannia handicap. And on the far side, Volterra has possibly just come through to lead over there, but finishing well now is Mickley, and it's Mickley in the black and red stripes, and Skukuza down the centre in the light blue. Then Volterra, they're being chased home by Watcher Matey. The rest on the near side have got plenty to do, and Mickley is in front from Skukuza. These two have it, and it's Mickley that wins the Britannia from Skukuza. In third then possibly Native Warrior on the near side, fighting it out with Mission to Moon also.
All in, and they're off. They're racing away. There's a 1.25 miles in front of them in the Group 3 Hampton Court Stakes. The green sleeves and cap Al Musmak shows prominently, trying to get over, but on the inside of him is Bellum Justin. A little wider in the yellow of the black spots, Caviar Heights. Even wider still in the orange and white is Jayarebe. Those are the leading four. Back in fifth position is First Look, the gold sleeves, the red cap. Deeper is Under the Sun in the red jacket, improving as they head towards Swindley Bottom. More towards the inside is Bracken's Laugh, then Taraj in the purple. The pink silks are Sons and Lovers. And then came Portland, more towards the rear of the field, Stromberg, together with King's Gambit. Racing on the side of the course, and it's Bellum Justin in the blue and white who shows narrowly out in front. Leader in Caviar Heights in second. It's about 3 lengths away to JRB and the orange and white back in third position. Then came Al Muzmak. Wider from those two is Under the Sun. They're closely attended to then by First Look. Then came Bracken's Laugh. Another half then back to Taraj, who's racing towards the outside, as Sons and Lovers, who's between horses. Portland is still towards the rear of the field along with Stromberg, and King's Gambit is last of all at the moment under William Buick. They're racing their way inside the final 3.5 furlongs. Bellum Justum against the running rail, just about leading from Caviar Heights. Then came Jayarebe poised in third, from Al Muzmak in fourth. First Look is moving up with Menace in fifth. Then came Bracken's Laugh and Sons and Lovers, who's now been ridden along into the home straight, approaching the final quarter mile. Bellum Justum ahead from Jayarebe. Behind in Caviar Heights now under pressure. Bracken's Laugh is trying to start his run. First Look is now ridden for more in the pink. Sons and Lovers is trying to pick up. They're on the way down towards the final furlong. It's Jayarebe who leads from Bellum Justum. Here comes King's Gambit from the rear of the field, really staying on inside the last now. Jayarebe from King's Gambit, who's getting closer, running out of time. Jayarebe from King's Gambit. It's Jayarebe to win the Hampton Court Stakes. From King's Gambit, Bellum Justum. Then came First Look. Bracken's Laugh behind those with Sons and Lovers, and then Al Muzmak. And they're off. They've raced away. They have gone without number 15, Bo Pedro, a late scratching, as they split into the groups across the track. Two distinct groups as well for the Buckingham Palace Stakes over the 7 furlongs. Over on the far side, Dark 30 leads the way from Percy's Lad and Gorak and Finn's Charm. With those is Sulanage and then King's Time, and with those as well is Great Guardian. Not far behind is Baradar together with Mr. Professor, Jayarebe, Mr. Jab and Summergan. Those the runners over toward the far side. More near side and leading overall is Make Me King. Make Me King leads with about a half a mile to go. From racing second, Koi Koi, then Al Zahir and English Oak tracks those going well. From Mostabshire, the Blue and White, then Northern Express. These are then followed then by May Wake, and then the EXO, Ross Collin, and then Divine Libra. Sterling Knight wider from Billy Joe, and Carry the One is at the back of the field. The race on down towards the final quarter of a mile. Make Me King leading near side, but English Oak travels pretty well. Goes out after his owner companion, and then came Mostabshire. Over on the far side, Percy Zadwig, Gorak, Baradar and Dark 30 and Summergan try to come into it, but it's the stand side out in front, and it's English Oak who leads inside the final furlong by a clear margin. Billy Joe's running on well, then came Mostabshire heading up towards the finish though. English Oak will win the Buckingham Palace Stakes from Billy Joe. Carry the One in third, then Mostabshire and Northern Express, followed by Divine Libra and Fresh, then Percy's Lad and Gorak over on the far side.